Hi guys, and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
And Big Boy Sam here, bringing you a hot or not.
Today, Link Click is in the hot seat, so let's judge. Creativity. I actually found it really weird how the background seemed kind of dynamic in terms of like the color. You had like watercolors in certain sections. It was really bright and it was in contrast to the characters. So I actually found that strange. And also everything was kind of like static. It was actually sometimes shocking when you saw how much the characters actually moved, because I didn't expect it with how still the background was. I thought it was interesting that although it's similar to another one that we've done, in this one it's a bit different because the two people who are going in together are mind linked, so they can, it seems like one of them can upload data from the other's mind. They can talk to each other in their heads. It even seemed at one point that Lu touched Cheng, kind of, it seemed like. I don't know. And also I really liked the fact that when they're going into someone else's mind, they actually inherit their dreams, their memories and their feelings. That was really interesting.
I like the concept of them using pictures to go back in time, because what are pictures really if not just, you know, momentary instances of the past? And I really like that concept altogether. It's brilliant, and I like stories like this where they use images to showcase images and emotion. And I did find this concept, yeah, I mean, similar stuff has happened, but I like the way these guys did it in the sense that it gave me a feeling of quintessential old style Chinese storytelling.
Entertainment. The opening was god awful. The dance moves were cringy, like it was weird. I hated it. You know what, when I saw the opening I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna hate this anime, like just from the opening, not even from the first episode, from the opening. I also thought it was kind of unrealistic how they say that you can't change anything, like if you change something you're gonna have to do a bunch of stuff to combat what you changed, but I just don't think that's realistic. How can you make sure that you do everything exactly as the person did it? Like there's always going to be a small change, because even if I gave you a full account of everything that I did today, I'm gonna miss out something guaranteed. I'm not gonna do it in the right order. I'm gonna forget things because our minds just don't work like that. So that one for me, a bit shaky.
I was entertained by not the actual show. I was entertained by the questions it left me with at the end. How the hell does this magic system work? What exactly are they actually doing? Did you ever watch the film Lucy, where she went through the guy's mind to see a reflection inside the pupil of some other guy to see something else and got the full picture that way? That kind of convoluted, intricate sort of system, is that what it is? Does it affect the past like Ruka's saying, or does it not? And what's the point of going in the past if you ain't gonna go change things anyways? Do you get what I mean? So I had more entertainment in the sense that I felt a sense of lacking. Okay, it's not lacking. I felt a sense of wanting to know more.
Character development. To me, the most interesting character is the person whose mind they actually went into, or the person whose past they went into. And they didn't even give us her name, which was a shame, because I thought she was the most interesting part of this whole thing, dealing with this crappy boss, getting beat up by his maybe wife, her relationship with her parents. And I thought it was so sweet that Cheng actually messaged the parents back, but unfortunately that was what ended up having her killed. Like that was just so tragic. Her life just seemed so tragic. She couldn't, even if she lived, she couldn't go back to that industry, because something that someone else did, now she has to pay for the consequences, and she can't even work in that industry again. Like that is really messed up. It was tragic. As for the two guys, I don't know. The verdict is still out on the two of them. I don't really have much to say on their characters. Actually, no, that's a lie, because Cheng obviously is very compassionate, and that's why he was compelled to try and help her better her life, because he didn't want to leave it, and even when he came back, he wanted to check up on her to see how she was. So he clearly is very compassionate. Lou seems more like a bit of a dickhead, but I don't think he is. I think it might just be his personal experiences. He knows how bad this can go, and so he's just sticking really harshly to the rules because he knows what it means to bend them and what that can mean for other people's lives.
So it seems like Ruka said everything I literally wanted to say. So the only character I can talk about really with any substance is Lou's little sister. Clearly, she was the comic relief, but she wasn't even there often enough. Her and her interaction with Cheng was actually quite honest, in my opinion. They don't like each other. It's a working relationship. They get on each other's nerves on purpose, and Cheng is a troll to her, and she's a bit of a to him. Like, I really liked that interaction as well. I mean, everything Ruka was saying is exactly what I thought about the characters. However, I just do want to add one caveat in terms of Lou. What has to have happened to you for you to not care about people to that extent, except for Cheng, to the point where you had to comfort him mentally in that way? That way screamed more than friendship to me. Like, I was getting Sasuke and Naruto vibes. Do you get what I mean? That's my little caveat.
World building. In terms of the world, I feel like they didn't necessarily build the world the way we really expect worlds to be built when we're watching anime. They built it in terms of telling us the rules of the world, how they can use their powers, and to what extent they can use them. I don't know anything about the outside world. I don't know anything about why it is that they're doing what they're doing. I don't know if they're getting paid to do certain things. I don't know what it is that they're trying to gain from going into people's memories. Like, what is their job? It doesn't seem like they're an agency that's like trying to help people. Are they working with a government agency because someone ended up going to prison? Are they working with tech people so that, are they interfering with stocks? I don't know. Are they good? Are they bad? I don't really know, but they did build the world in terms of how it works, how it operates.
There is a sense of knowing here. So the CEO or CFO guy that got sent to prison because of whatever shady dealings he was doing or whatever blackmail was put on him or whatever, he knew not to have the hobby of taking pictures and being in moments because he said it. He knew how secure his place needed to be because he said it. So this isn't, it's not common knowledge, but it's known throughout the bigwigs. And it's that social interaction that I'm sort of looking forward to see play out. Who are the big players in this game? And are Lou and Cheng basically just the pawns in this huge chess game of conglomerates and big companies and big tech? I don't know, but I do just want to find out more, and I like the way that they've done this here. They've made the world tiny but explorable. So hopefully they expand it out during the rest of the anime.
Plot execution. So, I mean, as we have seen with most of these episodes, on episode 1, it's hard to know what exactly the plot is. We do know that they're going into people's pasts via pictures to gain particular information.
The way that they executed these feelings in me to make me want to see the next episode was a lot through the music. I thought the music was banging in this show. Like, the opening music was great. Not the animation and not the scene. The actual little intricate music to change the mood throughout the whole episode, I thought was spot on. The old school hip hop vibes that came towards the end as well, I really liked it. It made me feel a sense of familiarity. I liked the way the story was woven. And I think they did a good job in moving the plot along to its conclusion of that episode.
To the verdict, creativity, hot or not?
It's a hot for me. Yes, there are animes who have done this, there's other shows that have done it, but because it's such an untouched, well, not touched by many sort of scenario, I think they've tackled it in a good way this time.
It is a hot for me. I actually thought it was quite creative, even though we've watched Pet and it's quite similar. It's extremely different, but it's interesting that Pet had a lot of Chinese influence in terms of the characters and who they were talking about, and this one is also a Chinese animation, so I wonder if there's actually a link there between the themes that they are exploring. Entertainment, hot or not?
I was entertained. It's a hot.
I also thought it was entertaining. I did think I wasn't going to like it at first, but I thought it was entertaining. Character development, hot or not?
They based the whole show on one character, so I feel like they did a good job in developing a character that we're not going to see again. So unfortunately, I have to give it a not.
It's also a not for me because yes, they did develop a character. I did like the character, but again, for the same reasons, I'm never going to see this character again. Maybe we might see her on news reports or whatever, I don't know, but it just seemed like you've got two main characters and you didn't bother. World building, hot or not?
It's a not for me. Like, look, I like what they did, but the world was too small and I would have liked to see a little bit more.
So I was on the fence on this one, but ultimately I had to go with not. I just don't think that they did a good enough job. Plot execution.
So for plot execution, it's a hot for me. It's not just the music, but it was a big part of it. Also, the way that they told the story and going back and forth and making us, the audience, engaged, I really liked that. I wish they did some stuff better, but it's still a hot for me.
I'm actually gonna have to say this one was a not for me. I just don't think enough was done. I do expect it to get better in time, but I also feel like it could go the other way as well and it might not actually be good. So I'm just gonna go with my gut and I'm gonna say it's a not on this one. So there you have it. I have gone for hot for 2 out of 5 categories. Big Boy Sam has gone for hot for 3 out of 5 categories.
So I basically think it's on the cusp of hot and you think it's a not.
I think it has the potential to go either way.
So let us know what you think in the comments. Did you think the first episode was a hot? And are you going to join us when we binge the rest of this?
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Peace.